Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, we're going to be giving a preview for Barcelona's match against Athletic Club in the Copa del Rey. But guys, before we get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. Go over there, down in the comments. Check me out. That way you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. But guys, let's get straight into the video and let's talk about Barcelona's match against Athletic Club. Now, if you guys don't know, these are the times right around the world in which you guys are going to be able to watch the match. Barcelona is going to be playing at 9:30 p.m. local time. It's going to be a late kickoff, but these are the times right around the world in which you guys are able to tune in. But guys, let's look at the squad lineup in which Barcelona is going to be playing against Athletic Club. This is the squad lineup, and as you guys can see, there is two notable entries into the squad lineup. And that is both Joao Cancelo and Christensen. Both Joao Cancelo and Christensen have received the medical green light, and so they are going to be able to play against Athletic Club. But whether they start or not, that's something that we are going to have a debate. And I would like to hear your guys' opinions on that as well, because there are a couple, I would say, variations that Xavi can line up with, and Athletic Club is going to be a very, very tough opponent, guys. Athletic Club, they have not lost. They're unbeaten in the last 11 home matches, and as well, Athletic Club, they're currently fifth, only 3 points behind Barcelona, and so we're going to be facing a very, very tough team. We're going to be facing an informed La Liga team managed by Ernesto Valverde, an ex Barcelona manager. And so it's going to be a very, very, very hard um, game for Barcelona. But let's look at some Xavi quotes before we talk about the lineup. And this is reported by the club, of course. Xavi, we're facing a brave team that is in good form. We're ready to play at a difficult ground. Playing at San Mamés is never easy. And actually, the last two times that we played Athletic Club in the Copa del Rey, we've actually been eliminated in both of these instances. The most recent loss being that 3-2 loss in San Mamés, where Ansu Fati, he does get injured. But we do see Ferran Torres' great goal. Continuing on, Xavi, this game is a toss-up. It's time to compete and advance in the Copa del Rey. It's going to be very, very tough. As Xavi says, this game is a 50-50 because this Athletic Club team is not going to be easy whatsoever. They're a La Liga team that is in impeccable form right now, and Barcelona is going to be needing to be at 100% in order to tackle that game. Continuing on, we have very young players, and we are delighted with them. They are very good. They are La Masia players who can establish themselves in this first team. This is fantastic, guys, because throughout the entirety of the season, we've seen Mark Gu, 17 years old, get some minutes. We've seen Hector Fort, 17 years old, get some minutes. We've seen Pau Cubarsí, who's just turned 17, get some minutes. We've seen Lamine Yamal, the emergence of Lamine Yamal, who's 16, get some minutes. And as well, obviously, we have Gavi, La Masia player. Pedri, he's not La Masia, but he's still a youngster. He's just turned 20. And as well, you have Fermin Lopez, a 20-year-old as well. And so there's a lot of youngsters in this team, a lot of them La Masia players. And so it's good to see Xavi put some faith in it. And, we do like to see that faith being rewarded because that just incentivizes Xavi to give more minutes to those youngsters. Continuing on, the team has faith and a winning mentality. We believe in what we are doing. Now, I'm very happy that Barcelona is going into this game being confident, because the key thing that we have to see is whether this team replicates that good first half performance that we saw against Real Betis. We want to see that replicated. Whether that actually happens, we don't know. It's going to be tough because it's Barcelona. It's been nothing but consistent. It's been consistently bad. I will say that. And then lastly, guys, we're going to be talking about Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal is a spectacular talent. He is happy and content, and so are we. We like it when players like him come out of La Masia. Lamine Yamal is absolutely phenomenal, guys. The performance that he put against Real Betis was superb. And so I beg to the question to you guys, and now looking at the lineup, what would you guys do regarding that? Because this is the big debate that we also had yesterday night in the episode. If you guys haven't seen that, go make sure to check that out. Make sure to go check that out. But it was a very interesting discussion that we had. And the rumored lineup for tomorrow is Iñaki Peña, Balde, Araujo, Kunde, and Hector Ford. This is interesting because I have not seen this variation whatsoever. Hector Ford being thrown into the lineup. Now, I don't think that Hector Ford is actually going to be playing this game. It's most likely going to be Balde, Christensen, Araujo, and then Kunde. Kunde being played at the right center back. At basically, no, actually, not at the right center back, at the in the right back position. That's the most likely option. In the midfield, obviously you're gonna have De Jong, Gundogan, and Pedri. An alternative that was being thrown around was saying like, hey, Pedri, he's just coming back from injury. We don't want to be constantly playing him. And so, what if we start Fermin Lopez in his position? We give him a good start, and then roughly around the 60th minute mark, you bring on Pedri. But at the same time, what if Xavi instead he just goes, hey, Pedri, you are going to be starting, but you're only going to get 60 minutes, and then from there on, Fermin Lopez is going to be coming on. You know, either or, I think is perfectly fine. I don't think that I would be playing Pedri for 90 minutes. I just don't think that's viable. But that's something that we're gonna have to see. And up front, we're gonna see Joao Felix, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. Of course, Ferran Torres is gonna be starting, the hat trick hero. Joao Felix, he did have a very good performance against Real Betis, coming on as a super sub. And we did beg the question yesterday, guys: is Joao Felix better as a super sub or is he better as a starter? That's an interesting discussion. And Robert Lewandowski, it seems that he's going to be starting in that number 9 position. I would like to see Vitor Roque be given a start just because the way that Athletic Club they are going to be playing, they're going to be very physical. They are going to be pressing very high, and so they are going to leave spaces in behind. And you want a player in making those runs. And I don't think that Robert Lewandowski at his age will be able to do that. And on top of that, Robert Lewandowski, he just hasn't been playing well. But that is the rumored lineup for tomorrow's game. Question to you guys: would you start Pau Cubarsí if he's fit? Would you start Lamine Yamal or would you start Joao Felix? Those are questions that Xavi's going to answer. I would personally go with this lineup right here. I'd go with Joao Felix, Vitor Roque, and Ferran Torres up top. But another possibility would start, Ferran Torres on the left, Vitor Roque in down the middle, and Lamine Yamal on the right. In the middle, I would honestly go for this lineup, and then in around the 60th minute mark, I would sub Pedri out. And in the defense, I would bring Christensen back in. I wouldn't start Pau Cubarsí just because 2 games in a row for a 16-year-old, especially one who did show some signs of fatigue in the game against Real Betis. I don't think it would be the smartest idea to play him in 2 games in a row, especially of a game of this caliber. And guys, I do have bad news, but look at this. Ghana are now officially out of the AFCON. Iñaki Peñas will travel to Bilbao tonight and will be available to play against Barcelona. That's bad news because Iñaki Williams, he is a player that does turn up against Barcelona. But luckily, he did play Monday night, and this game is going to be played on Wednesday. So it's unlikely that he's going to be starting that game because it's going to be too much on his body. And so for right now, we just have to worry about Nico Williams. And then in that second half, we are going to have to be worrying about Iñaki as well. But this team, I think it's good enough to beat Athletic Club. It's going to be a very tough game, and hopefully we get a favorable result and we're through to the semifinals. Whoever we do play, that's yet to be determined. I think because there's going to be one more draw, and that's going to basically decide who we face if we do advance. But guys, now looking at the score predictions, I'm confident. I'm confident that Barcelona are going to win. I think that game against Real Betis was a turning point for the club, and hopefully we come out with that fair result. And I'm going with a 2-1 victory. I do believe that Athletic Club they are going to score. But at the same time, I think that Barcelona is going to outscore them. I'm looking at Ferran Torres to get a goal as well as Joao Felix. But guys, that was my match prediction for the game. What are your sensations regarding Barcelona's match against Athletic Club? How do you guys think that we're going to do? Do you guys think that we're going to be able to replicate that good performance that we saw against Real Betis? Or are we going to crumble and just go back into that crisis? But guys, thank you guys all for watching. I will be having a watch along for tomorrow's match against Athletic Club, so make sure to check that out. But as always, guys, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys all on the next video. Peace out, everyone.